So this is an idea I've been kind of kicking around for a bit, and that is making a new Chaos God pantheon out of characters that are already existing. So yeah, as we all know, there is Khorne, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, and Nurgle. But what if we took the Chaos Pantheon, got rid of those gods, and instead used gods from other media, and what would it be like of them representing, or close to representing, the original Chaos gods? Thought this would be a cool video. It's been kicking him around in my head for a while, so I decided, you know what, screw it, I'm going to finally do this as a video. And as always, I'm always excited to hear what you guys have to say, and what gods would you make into a new Chaos Pantheon? So, we're only going to do 4. I was thinking 5 because now the Great Horned Rat is now the 5th Chaos God in the Age of Sigmar, but we're just going to go with 4. Just the original 4 Chaos Gods. So, starting off, we have Khorne. Yeah, so who's going to replace Khorne? There were a few ideas, but then this one came to me first and foremost, and that is Trigon from DC Universe. Trigon is very much like Khorne in the sense that, like, he's a wrathful demon. He is all about blood and rage, and he has very little things on his mind other than conquest and carnage. That is really all Trigon has really been throughout the years. He has just been nothing but, I am here to rip your head off, and I am going to burn your entire fucking universe into the ground. So, I think he would be I could see Trigon replacing Khorne in the Pantheon. He's the closest god I could think of that could rival Khorne's, like, bloodlust. So yeah, there you go. Now, let's talk about the one that really made me think about it. Like, the one that really made me think about this whole idea. And that is the replacement for Slaanesh. Now, Slaanesh is the god of lust, excess, power, like manipulation, all of that. There's a lot. She's the title of a lot of things. So there was only, like, this one really made me go, yeah, this one would be perfect. This god is kind of like built for that, and that is the Leviathan from the Hellraiser series. The Leviathan is very much the embodiment. Whether you want to go by the Hellraiser novel or the Hellraiser movies, the Leviathan is the representation of what the Cenobites desire and covet the most, pain and pleasure. And that's really what Slaanesh is at her core as well. Also, like, the idea of, like, having the Leviathan, be this entity of now power and lust and excess, is a really cool idea. And also, if you thought the body horror of Slaanesh followers was bad, yeah, just wait until you see what the Leviathan can do. If you've seen Cenobites, and you've seen, like, comics or media or books or movies, yeah, and that's not, like, I know, like, some people are gonna be like, oh, that is, like, Slaanesh followers look way scarier than Cenobites. You need to look at some other stuff, because it rivals. I don't think it surpasses, but I do think it rivals, and I do think there's some more creativity to the Cenobites, and their creation. So, replacing Slaanesh for this new Chaos Pantheon is Leviathan. So now we move on to our next god, and that is Nurgle. Now, Nurgle, this was the tough one. Slaanesh and Khorne, when I was doing this, like, Leviathan and Trigon were the absolute. Like, these two were the ones where I was like, awesome. That's, those two are perfect to represent Khorne and Slaanesh are. Nurgle and Tzeentch were the ones that really made me, made it difficult. They were the ones that made me go, ugh, alright, man, I'm gonna have to really think on this one. And even now, I'm still having a little trouble with it, but I do think this does come close to it. So, to be the new Chaos God of, Rebirth and everything else, Chaos God, to represent, the Lord of Plagues, Morgoth from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Sauron's master Morgoth, the god of evil, the absolute god of evil in the world of Lord of the Rings. Morgoth, even though he isn't really like a plague god like Nurgle, Morgoth is a very powerful god-like being who does bring chaos and disease and plague wherever he goes, in the sense of derision, war, all of that. I was actually flip-flopping between having Morgoth. Morgoth could easily be the chaos. It could be the Khorne replacement as well. But the reason why I chose him to be Nurgle's replacement was because he brings corruption where he goes. He brings he twists the minds of people, like his servant Sauron. You know, he brings this level of decay to him wherever he goes and what races he touches. So it's very much like Nurgle. So Morgoth was my pick to be the Nurgle replacement in this new Chaos Pantheon. So there you go, Morgoth. Again, that one was a tough one, but Morgoth really did fit it. And finally, who will be our replacement for Tzeentch? Who will be the new replacement for Tzeentch? Tzeentch, my pick. This one was kind of difficult, and again, this may be the one where I'm like, even I'm not really satisfied. And if I ever do this video again, I might have to like do this over again with a different character, you know, with other new characters. And yeah, I'm always excited to see what you guys have to say on these. But my final pick is the Crimson King from the Dark Tower series from Stephen King. Yeah, we used a lot of literary characters this time around. It's a rarity. So yeah, why the Crimson King? The Crimson King represents change, death, greed. He is the embodiment of every single evil out there in the wide universe of the Stephen King universe, and every little whisper draws back to him. Like every little whisper of evil out there in the Stephen King universe, or multiverses even, it's all connected to the Crimson King. So yeah, I thought it was either going to be... I was actually tossing between the Crimson King and Zamazu from Dragon Ball Super, but I chose the Crimson King because he's deceit incarnate. He is... he represents he is an absolute chaos god in his own right. So there you go, guys. That is my version of the Chaos Pantheon. Trigon representing Khorne, Leviathan to replace Slaanesh, Morgoth to replace Nurgle, and the Crimson King to replace Tzeentch. But once again, I just thought it'd be a fun video to do. This is just I just thought it'd be a cool little video to play out. And you guys tell me in the comments below, what characters from outside other media would you have to be the new Chaos Pantheon? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.